Good evening, students, and welcome back to Cyber Rakshak Beginner Proactive Cyber Defense Engineering using Python, Day 6. And today we have a small, surprise for you all. We'll be starting the whatever the surprise entails soon. So I urge that you text your friends and everyone to join us. Today's session is not limited to just people who take the course. Be sure to call all your friends and family who are interested to see some live hacking and some interesting things. Okay, please inform all your friends and students to join fast. Today is a special day. We'll be showing some incredible things today, and we'll also be joined by a guest today. So I need at least 1,000 people watching the stream. Because someone pretty influential is going to be coming, and you'll be able to see some live hacking as well today. You'll see why I keep talking about Python so much, and we'll actually use Python to solve one of the small problems. Okay, so please start joining. Be active, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like the stream. No, homework submission is not today. It's actually tomorrow. I said 11:59 till today night. You have time. So tomorrow's class, I'll be taking the files. Don't worry for homework. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Please make sure to inform everyone to join the stream. We will be doing some live hacking today. We're not having normal classes today. So, definitely let's have some fun. Let's break a few computers and let's try to understand some exploits, some vulnerabilities. And, let's get a taste of what's about to come in the future with our more advanced courses. Some people have been saying, how would you contact us regarding the diploma course? Please just go on Telegram and find the editor bot. Okay. I repeat, just go on Telegram and find the editor bot and text the editor bot about the post-graduation diploma. From there on out, you will receive a call. Okay. So if possible, put your number as well in the chat to the editor bot. And, we'll give you a call. We'll give you all the information you need. We can have a personal call regarding that. So, because that's a full-fledged college degree. So I understand, if you have multiple questions regarding how the schedule will be, how the syllabus will be, etc. So don't worry about that. All of that details will be given to you. You can just text editor bot. Okay, so perfect. So yes, today is not a regular class. Instead, it's a live hacking session. I'm going to show you guys something interesting today. So I'm going to share my screen now. And you might want to hold on to your chairs, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen like so. And in a few seconds, now it should be visible, okay? For that, you need to join our Pgdcd Karthik Agarwal. We do have a very extensive course on Wi-Fi hacking there. So my screen should now be visible to everyone, right? It should be a Kali Linux screen and it should be pretty visible. Perfect. Okay, so inside this, inside this folder called demo on my system, there's a text file called ip.txt. Okay, if I cat out or if I try to print out the ip.txt file, I get an IP address. Where did I get this IP address? How did I get this IP address? Let's not get into that. I'm VPN into a network, which stands for a virtual private network. Okay, so I'm inside the VPN network. Then what I did was, I got this IP address somehow. And this is a very important concept to understand about VPNs, because VPNs are used by almost every big company out there, right? When employees are working from their homes, how do they access company servers and computers, right? And that is where VPN comes into play. So VPNs are actually used by many companies. So yes, Sandesh, definitely. So here's an IP address, right? Now, if you know about an IP address, there are two types. This is the first and the original type of IP address, which is the IPv version 4. And this version 4 IP address is having 4 octets, as you can see, something dot something dot something dot something. And this is a unique IP address to the system. So to find out more about that IP address, I like to do a ping-c3. Now this basically just goes ahead in the digital world and tries to poke that IP address or poke that computer. Now the computer can be your phone also, okay? It doesn't matter. More details about the VPN, I'll share it with you guys a little later, because we are a little time constrained. So I'm just going to start testing out some things. And we can see here, is this HTTP by chance? No, it is not HTTP, as a matter of fact. It's a separate VPN that we have hosted ourselves. So here we can see that when I ping this specific address, okay, I get a response. The way I know there is a response is because down here after the ping, okay, I get 3 packets transmitted, 3 received by the computer that I was trying to ping, 0% packet loss, and overall it took roughly 2007 milliseconds to do this. Okay. And you can see that for each packet we took a roughly 160 milliseconds to hit the system, and we had time to live TTL as 60 here. So if you don't understand what ping means, you just need to think of yourselves like this. Ping is basically poking someone in the digital world. Okay, you just go out there and you just go like poke, okay, with a pin or a toothpick. Okay, kind of like that in the digital world. Is this in the PGD? Oh, PGD has so much more than this. This is nothing. So now I'm going to do an Nmap scan. The Nmap is a tool that lets you scan targets. Okay, so I'm going to do sudo because sudo in Linux lets you use administrative privileges. Nmap is the tool that will be running, which is a scanner that will scan that IP address for vulnerabilities and open ports and services and access and so on and so forth. -sc is for scanning all the default known scripts. -sv is to enumerate all versions. Then we have -vv, which is basically for extra verbose output. Verbose basically means detailed output. And then I'm going to do a -oa for outputting all in all formats. This will actually save the scan data that we're scanning. And again, you can already see that my command has been populated here for me because I've ran it against some random IP addresses before. Now, what I want to do here is I'm going to show you some interesting thing. Okay, I am going to today you're not doing anything, you're just enjoying a live hacking session. So I'm going to press Ctrl-Shift-E and it's going to split my screen into two. Then I'm going to cat the IP address again and copy it up. Close this part of the terminal, place the IP address back in here, then open Ctrl-Shift-O. I'll press Ctrl-Shift-O and notice that my screen split downwards. I'm going to zoom into my screen and I'm going to create a folder called Nmap. Exit out of this screen and then go ahead and hit enter. It's asking me for my password, as this is a Kali Linux virtual machine with a very simple password called Kali. I'm just going to enter the password. And there we go. We have our scan running. Now, this is the first thing you need to understand about machines. Okay, whenever you're doing information gathering or reconnaissance, you should always scan the systems that are in place. This will help you by a huge margin. Okay. So you can see that the scan is running. We were able to find using the ping scan that the system was up. Okay, meaning the system is actually running. What is Nmap initial? Okay, so if you come up here, notice that I am doing -oa, which means output in all formats. Nmap/initial means that there is a folder called Nmap inside this folder where I am currently working, which is the demo folder, inside which there is going to be a file called initial being created. Okay, which will have all this data, and we can already see the scan is over. Now, the way I like to play around with scans is I like to cat out inside the Nmap. So here is all the 3 files that were created by Nmap, and what I like to do here is okay. Am I audible, guys? Scanning, if you're scanning anyone outside India, for example, if you're scanning Pakistani computers or Chinese computers, it's allowed. Don't scan Indian computers, okay? Just so you know that. Pakistan, you do whatever the hell you want. It's completely open. Okay. So the thing that happens is that the Indian IT law actually doesn't clearly state if scanning is illegal or not. Okay. So because it does not state clearly, okay, technically there's not going to be much problems. But if somebody proves in court that what you're trying to do was malicious in nature, then you can get in trouble. Okay, so what is recommended always is to test things on your local system first, and when you are 1000% sure that what you're doing is okay and it's allowed, only then go for the attack. Okay, all jokes aside. So here you can see we have 3 files. I'm just going to look into the initial.nmap file, and the way I'm going to look at it is using the less command. So here's the less command. I'm going to hit enter, and the less command actually allows me to see only a certain part of my output inside the file once at a time. So this is the output that was generated by Nmap, and here we can see that anonymous FTP login is actually allowed in the server. So FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol, which is a service used by computer systems to transfer files from one place to another. It is a server application, okay, not a client application. It's running on port 21 on the TCP, Transfer Control Protocol, and we can also see the exact version at which it is running. Okay, so that's quite a lot of information right there for us. Moving on, if we go down a little bit, it tells us that not only anonymous FTP is allowed, we are also able to pull some data from it. Okay, like the banner for VSFTPD, which is secure, fast, and stable, which is a joke right here because it's definitely not secure, but yeah, whatever. If I go down a little bit, and I'm going down by pressing the enter button, you can use the less directly as well, but I like doing it by piping. That's just how I learned it, so it's a habit thing. So now we'll look at the next port which was found, which was the AT-TCP port, which is open, so it's not behind a firewall. It's running the HTTP server, meaning it's some kind of web server, and it's running this specific server on Ubuntu system. So now we know that our target is an Ubuntu Linux system. You can always Google up if you don't know what a Linux is or what Ubuntu is. Okay. So now I'll go down again a little bit more, and actually it ran two scripts, and these scripts were ran because of the -S option. Okay. What are ports? Okay, some people are asking what are ports and services. See, if you want to learn cybersecurity, then these are some basic things you need to understand. I recommend learning the basics of networking first before you try to learn that. Okay, because if you don't have the knowledge of what ports and services are, it's going to be really, really hard. Network ports are around 65,000 in number. And these ports and services are actually existing on all systems. You can open and close them. You can put them behind firewall. And these are how your computer communicates with the internet. Okay, that's all I'm going to explain right now. If you want a detailed explanation, you can watch a networking video on YouTube and understand this better. Okay. So now we are just looking at the scan data of our first step of hacking, which is information gathering. And from the scan, we found out that one port called FTP is open, and the other port 80 is also open here. And we are definitely dealing with an Ubuntu system. Okay. Now we can also tell that we are running the Apache 2.4.18 version. Okay. So till that, I think it should be pretty clear to you guys what we are doing. Okay, so armed with that knowledge, we can see that there's definitely a website on this specific port 80. But if you look down here, there's another weird port here, which is running a software called Miniser 1930. So I'm not gonna comment on that, Rodriguez. So yeah. So you can see that there is a server called Mini Server 1.9.30 running. Okay. So we know that there are two web servers running on the system. So let's go ahead and try to have a look at the different web servers. Okay. So the way we are going to have a look at these web servers is I'm going to take the IP address. So the IP address is up here, which is 10.10.180.151. Okay. And I'm just going to open a clean Firefox browser. So this is a clean Firefox browser instance. Going to go to full screen, and you can see this is the default Kali thing. And I'm going to just go to port 80. And if I go to port 80, is there a way around them? Actually, there's a built-in features into Nmap which you can use, Mr. Gore, to bypass most WAF and IF products. They can't actually stop them. Depends on the VPN, Rodriguez. Depends on the VPN. Depends on the settings. Depends on how many packets you're sending per second. There are many ways to fool platforms. So here we have an Apache 2 default page for Ubuntu. You get the "it works" message, which is the default message. You can read more about this. I've read this page like 1,000 times. You won't find any personal information for the server here. But one thing that's always interested me is to just look for robots page. Now robots page is used by websites to document the pages that they don't want people to have a look at. And if I do a /robots, we can see that we get some output. We see that there are folders that the system doesn't want us to know about, like .ssh, /yellow, /not, a rabbit hole, or is it, right? So temp ssh yellow, a rabbit hole, or is it? So it's like the people who created this box are joking around. And then we get a bunch of numbers here. So this is a nice trick that you want to use. And the way you can do this is you can actually copy all this, go to your notes, split your screen in half, get a little space to work here, open the Vim text editor, and we'll create a file called notes. And inside the notes, from the port 80, from the robots.txt file, I have gotten a bunch of numbers. So I'm going to save that. Okay. Sorry, I pressed the wrong. Yeah. So I'm going to right quit. And now you will see that we have multiple nodes being created and multiple files being created. So it is always, recommended to look for robots. And if you're a web developer and you want to know if you have to use robots. If you're making a professional website in today's world, yes, it is recommended to have robots. There are ways to secure robots, by not adding too much data into your robots file, or not putting messages in your robots file, or not having public text files that are, accessible by other people. These are some ways you can protect your web server, but you need to still have robots files because it helps Google find your website. Okay. And it comes in Google search because of robots. So robots are very, very important. Okay. They can either give your information to web crawlers like Google or take away the information. Okay. So that is why, we recommend using robots, but at the same time, you need to know how to secure it. Otherwise, things like this will happen. You leak some random code, which we don't know what it is, but we'll definitely have a look at it soon. So now that we know all of that, let's try, something a little bit more fun, because I am the kind of guy who likes to have more fun. So let's do something more proactive, if you know what I mean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Control-Shift-W and it will close that terminal. I'll press Q and it will close the less terminal as well. And I'm just going to go to my robots.txt. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase my enumeration skills, because I know that FTP is running. Linux actually has a executable called FTP. Okay. So if you do man FTP, you can actually have a look at the manual for FTP in Linux. And this is how you look at manuals in Linux. So I can actually go ahead and do FTP and then type in the IP address of our victim. So the victim in this case is going to be, right, 10.10.180.151. I'm going to remember that now. So 10.10.180.151. So I'm going to connect to it, and notice how I was able to connect to it without any issues whatsoever, right? And it's asking me for a name, correct? And it's going to. So I'm going to give it anonymous. So ANON, and this is a feature in FTP protocol itself. If it's been enabled, people can log in as anonymous. So anon YMOUS, right? And if you hit enter, you'll see that a 230 login successful was given to us on the web server, which is interesting, meaning this computer has allowed me inside, right? So I'm then going to run a simple command, which is ls-lah. I'm going to hit enter, and we're going to see that here we have a hidden file called .info. I'm going to download that file onto my computer by using the command get .info.txt. This is going to download the command using the binary mode of FTP. So FTP actually has two modes. If you look into the protocol, one is the text mode and one is the binary mode. The binary mode lets you download files, and the text mode lets you chat, okay, and interact with the normal interface. So here we were able to download everything. So now I'm going to just press buy, and buy means to just get done with FTP. Now if I do ls, we'll see that the file was not created. Weird, right? Now I'm going to press ls-llah, and notice that the file exists in the same folder. Because it has a dot in front of it, this file is hidden. Okay. So if I go ahead and cat the file again, we get some random text. Okay. God knows what language this is. Okay. That is interesting. That is very interesting. So one way you can decrypt this is you can actually copy this entire text. Okay. Copy everything and go to Mozilla Firefox. And there is this website called CyberChef, which is used quite a lot by bug bounty hunters, hackers, CTF players, box solvers, and sometimes, even real world hacking. CyberChef is a tool that you need to have. And this is a fantastic tool which you can host on local server. Okay, so you can have a virtual machine running CyberChef locally on your system. You don't have to use this online instance gchq.github.io for CyberChef. And it is an incredible tool. Okay, why? I'll show you in just a second. So I'm going to just paste the text we just copied. Okay, literally just paste the text we just copied. And I feel, that this could be something interesting. And the way I'm going to figure out what it is by searching for ROT13. Now, ROT13 worked, but how did I know it was a ROT algorithm? Exactly. See, whenever you get text like this, okay, which looks English, but the letters seem off, but the number of letters match English words, okay? So for example, WHFG is just. Remember that it's most probably like 99% of time some kind of ROT algorithm. And there are actually many different ROT algorithms, not just 3 or 4 that you see here in CyberChef. So in Python, you can actually code multiple types of ROT algorithms. And ROT algorithms work by doing right shift of alphabets, okay? So they take the letters and they shift them by 1, 2, 3. In this case, we shift them by 13. That's why ROT13. And you get this text. So if you shift the letters by 13, just wanted to see if you find it lol. Remember, enumeration is the key, became this text. So this is clear that, whoever made this system, which was one of my colleagues, he's joking around with me, he's basically telling me that, remember, enumeration is the key. Exactly, like Caesar cipher. Good job, good job. Caesar cipher is also a really nice cryptography that is based on shift. So now that, we have seen that there's nothing special here, I'm just going to copy this entire thing right here, right like this. And then I'm going to vim into notes. Go ahead and paste this in and just give one line space. Okay, so I'm just going to give a one line space and write an exit. So now in my notes, that text is right there. So I will remember that, okay, something was fishy. Now, moving on, let's go back to our terminal. And we saw that there were other folders here. So actually, I want to go ahead and look at this folder. So I'm going to try opening temp. Okay, so that's actually not going to work. Do this. So I'm going to try opening temp, and that doesn't work. Okay, and I've already tried .ssh and yellow. I can tell you right now, that these folders actually do not exist. And if you try to, open them up, nothing's going to work. You're going to get a 404 not found error. So if these all don't work, then what is going on? Then is there some secret hidden here in this encryption? Because this definitely looks like some kind of encryption. Okay. So how do we break it? That's a very interesting question, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my terminal here. And I'm going to run the derby command. Now, the derby stands for dirbuster or directory buster tool. Okay. And I'm going to give it the IP address http:// which is required for the web server. Okay. And then let me quickly go out and just get the IP 10.10.180.151, 10.10.180.151, right? And I'm just going to hit enter. And what's going to happen is dirbuster is going to try brute forcing its way into the different directories that exist on the system. Okay. Now, there are ways you can save this in a text format. What you could do is you can stop the command, and pipe this output to the T command, and then save it in something like derby_log.txt. This way, the T command will redirect all your log to this file, and you won't have to use any other logging feature. You're using normal bash, and you're able to save all that data. So let's let it run for a few seconds. Okay. Until it runs, I'm going to check for common applications that are found on such website servers. Okay. So first thing I'm going to search for is secret. So secret was not found on this server. Interesting, interesting. And let me just copy this and go ahead to, a private window, because private windows don't have autofill and they don't irritate you with autofill. So now I am going to put in something like, say, wp-admin, which is for WordPress. It's not admin, it's admin. And definitely even WordPress doesn't exist in here. Let's try Joomla. Oh, wait a second. That did not give me an error. Instead, it started going up, down, up, down. I like that. I like that. Something's fishy here. Is it just me, or is the server not responding? Let me try secret again. And secret does give me an error, but Joomla doesn't. Okay. So I can do JOOMLA Joomla. Oh, there we go. We're in. That was easier than I thought. I didn't even have to do a directory scan. But I'm pretty sure, when this reaches J, when this scan reaches the letter J, it's still at B. It's going to go ahead and figure out that there is a Joomla instance. So I'm going to let it run and let it have this log, okay? So that we are able to figure out, if there are any other interesting things in here. So now that we know that it's running the Joomla software, okay, and these are the common softwares: WordPress, Drupal, Joomla. People host these on /secret or /you can't hack me or something like that. These are much more common that you may find. Okay, so exactly. So that might happen. So now in /Joomla, there are many things you can do. So the first thing is right here, you have the login form. Okay, so you see that here is the Joomla, the Joomla standard documentation for creating your website, which means that whoever the person was who created this website hasn't really changed much about the website, because even the default blog post is still there. If that is the case, I might be able to open the Joomla documentation and find out the default username and password. So I am going to actually go ahead to Google and search Joomla default credentials. There we go. And I'm going to look for the default credentials. Okay, so it's telling me that, as the default administrator, password created, first time logging in, blah 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 blah. I don't care. Let show me. Okay, so at one point you should be able to log into the back account of Joomla. User manage settings, secret value email account. Okay, so this is how to reset it to it. So it looks like Joomla uses a system where, the first time you're making it, you have to set an admin password, and it's not going to get me the password so easily. But it does tell me that /administrator is where I want to go. So I'm going to add administrator, and yeah, there we go. So we see that, we are able to come to the Joomla login page. So that is all because I just read on Google. Like literally, I just read /administrator is a path. I literally just pasted it in there. I had absolutely zero idea that that's how you get into Joomla. Okay. So now that, we know that this is the Joomla admin page, I'm going to try login as admin. First thing, and admin fails. It tells me that, the password, the username doesn't match. So I'm going to try admin password. These are some common passwords. I'm going to try admin password. Maybe even SQL injection can work. If you want, we'll try that. Password 123, and it didn't work. And I'm not going to try more because I might lock it up. So because, here in Joomla, we don't know what the username and the password is. This has become quite a challenge, right? Because we do not know. So one nice way to know what files to look for and what files to not look for, and this scan is still going to take some time to reach J, is you want to come down here to the Joomla directory. Okay. Sorry. Okay. And just go to Joomla. And there are a few files, like for example, there's an underscore text directory in Joomla that I'm looking for. Okay, it doesn't exist. Underscore files directory that might exist. So, okay, so this comes from experience. Okay. So this comes from experience. Okay, slash files worked. So if slash file works, there should be other paths right now. Okay, let me think. Secret works. There can be slash archive, which might have backups. So sorry, underscore archive, which might have some backups. No, nothing to see here. So this looks like it's definitely the way to go in. And I'm doing all this just by experience. I'm not even waiting for it to go in and scan Joomla. It's going to first go till Z and then start going inside Joomla. So you can see that it actually found the directory for Joomla. Okay. So it's going to take some time. So this is definitely not the right files was correct. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to CyberChef again, because this looks like some kind of encryption I can break using CyberChef. So let's go ahead to CyberChef, and remember, when you're doing a live attack, you have to, you have to do it fast and with precision. You don't have time. So here, this is, what I love about CyberChef. Okay, it can actually auto detect what encryption is being used. And notice the moment I put the input, a magic wand comes up. Okay, and if I hit on it, I get the message, whoopsie daisy. So it kind of looks like I was played again, and this is the wrong folder to go in. What other folders exist? We tested slash files. Let's look for test folders. Oh, damn. Okay, that's more interesting. Collecting SAR data, SAR to HTML, SAR to ASCII to generate a report. First of all, I have zero idea what SAR is. So to know more about it, let's search SAR to HTML, because I have absolutely no idea what SAR is to begin with. Okay, so oh, interesting. The moment I search for SAR to HTML, I get an exploit, a public exploit. Okay, so if we are getting a public exploit for SAR, let me just open that up. Why leave a public exploit just lagging around? It's meant to be used. It's calling to me. So let's open that up. So here at ExpertDB, which is a database for publicly available experts. Okay, those who do not know, SAR HTML 321 remote code execution. Interesting. Let's go back to our version and let's check which version of SAR we are using. So I can't see, anywhere here any version information regarding SAR. So I'm just going to try my luck with this exploit. So what I'm going to do is just open the exploit, and it says that in web application, you will see index.php plot URL extension, HTTP IP address / index.php plot equals command here will execute. Okay, interesting. So index.php comes. Okay, after that it's telling me basically just to command here and this will execute. Okay, so there's a command execution in here. So I can do something like :ls. Okay, so that didn't work out. Why? I know exactly why. The question mark is missing. Interesting. Very interesting. So we get the the ls command. What if I run the Okay, it looks like my system lagged just a little bit. Give me a second. Yeah, it's working now. I'll reshare my screen. I apologize on my end. My Zoom glitched out. It should be visible again in a few. Yeah, it should be visible now. So instead of running ls, okay, what is going on? Why is there so much lag suddenly? Let me close all the background stuff, because this is a virtual machine and I don't want to play around with the virtual machine too much. And I'm actually going to kill this right now. I'm not gonna play around too much with that. Okay, yeah, this is definitely lagging. Okay, give me a second. Let me clean the system. Let me make sure that I remove anything additional here. That is, see, this is exactly what happens, when you have, say, 30 things running in a simple, poor man's laptop, and you try to play around with it. Exactly what happens. Okay, so this should work now. Yeah, the RAM is cleared. The system should start responding. If it doesn't, I'm just going to close and open Firefox again. And yeah, perfect. It's working now. So it was an issue on my end. The resources that are being used, they just skyrocket. So let me go back and share my screen. So let's go back to Joomla. Right, here's the server, no issues. And now I am going to go ahead and run copy. So you know what, if the browser is not going to work, I'm going to do it locally. And this is an insane command. I don't want this. Instead, I want curl http:// I can just paste it up. Okay, so those who do not understand, I can actually, it actually takes a lot of dedication to learn all the tools that I'm using. Okay, it takes years of hard work. And this is nothing, because this is a system that is on, created by one of our people. Real world is much harder. This is nothing compared to real world. So here I'm going to go enter the IP/Joomla. I know that _test is where the application was hosted, and I also know that there is an index.php page in there, and that had a parameter called plot, which was equal to something and then a command. So if I run this command, what you'll notice is that I was actually able to get command execution because the id command in Linux was executed. Okay, so if the command is being executed, means that the information is being shared. Now, did it get executed on my system or on that system? On my system, because I made a mistake. And the mistake that I made was I forgot to put all this in quotes. Otherwise, the semicolon will cause issues. And now it actually ran on the server. Perfect. So you can see quite a bunch of output in here. Let me go from the top and have a look. We can see there's a bunch of JavaScript code in here that was split out. We can also see down here some CSS code here, nothing too special. I can see a hidden input field, which is the plot field, which we got when we hit enter, and it came in the URL, which is calling the this.form submit. Again, this is pure JavaScript. You need to know JavaScript for all this. And the id command, it looks like the id command didn't execute, or it had some issues executing, or did it just execute and I'm unable to find it? Interesting. Okay, so let me copy the entire URL, go back and paste that in. We got the output. It was just messed up. There we go. See, the server is running as user 33, which is www, also known as www-data. Okay, Python is coming. I'll show you a nice Python script soon. So here, we are able to see that the server has this ID. So if I'm able to execute commands, then let's see if I'm able to leak the names of the files as well. So these are all the files: index.php, log.txt. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, that is something that has caught my eye. So I actually want to know now if there's a log.txt here. Oh, there is. Even more interesting. Found it. password port SSH. We have a user and a password for SSH. So let's copy this entire text, go back to our notes, because remember, always use notes. You keep forgetting, even this exploit I should put in notes. So let's do that. So I'm going to do vim notes. I'm going to paste that in there, and I'm going to grab bus third, which is the name, bus third, colon, the password, which is whatever the hell this is. Okay. So I'm just going to take that in, go down, go into insert mode, and just paste that in. Okay. That didn't work out. I think it's fine. Let the logs be here. I really don't care as long as I have the password. So let's try logging in actually. You know what? So I'm going to do Control-Shift-E to split it like so. I'm going to zoom in, then I'm going to do Control-Shift-X to zoom into this terminal. Then I'm going to drag the terminal towards the corner and drag this towards one corner. I'm going to do SSH BAS TERD @ 10.10.180.151, and it says that connection is refused. Interesting. Port 22, but connection was refused. So I remember that the port 22 was closed when we were doing the nmap scan, right? So is there something that I need to do in order to open the port? Let's have a look. Initial.nmap. Yes. So 21 is open, 80 is open, 1000 is open. We haven't even had a look at 1000 yet, but 22 is not open. So even though I have the password, I cannot log in. Interesting. Let's go back. Let's just refresh the page, load it up again. Yada yada yada. ls command execution. So now the question is, what will we try to do here? So okay, if there is an SSH password, there are chances that, let me go back to the file. There are chances that they just change the port. Okay, so the port here looks different. Did they change the port? It looks like they changed the port. So I need to use -p. I'm also stupid sometimes. Please bear with my stupidness. And that also did not work. Interesting. So that means they have changed the port properly. Have I detected the port? No, it looks like I have not. So to detect the port, I'll have to do a full nmap scan, which is nmap -p okay -vv, and then I'll have to put in 10.10.180.151. This should scan for all ports, and I'm also going to add a -P small n in here, and I'm going to give it the password. I'm not going to save the output. I'm just looking to find all the ports. Let's see if we find any other port on. What are other common SSH ports? Let me take my notes up and look for other common SSH ports. So the other common ports include, oh, wait. -p -151, okay, and that's it. Now there are other tools you could do actually to do a full 65,000 port scan here. There's a tool called the pass is looking nice there. So there are other tools. For example, there's a tool called Rust scan and mass scan. These tools can actually be used. I do not have them installed, so because they do not come in Kali by default. So guess what? We are going to install them now. To do that, I'm going to split my screen in half again, and while the Nmap is doing its own magic thingy. I am going to, yes, you can get the reverse shell, but I'm not going to do that. There's a reason. I want to show you the long way of logging into the SSH. You have to learn cargo dash h. Let's see if cargo is installed. No, it's not. So let's install cargo. Now cargo comes with the Rust programming language, and it's a tool that lets you manage Rust language projects and install Rust language tools. So I'm going to quickly install cargo because the Rust scan tool actually comes inside the cargo's official repositories. So I can actually just go ahead and do cargo install Rust scan one and command, and it's going to install Rust scan for me. So now I'm going to do cargo install Rust scan and hit enter, and it's going to actually go out there on the internet, download the files from the repositories, compile them, and install the Rust scan tool. Now Rust scan tool actually will make our jobs much more easier, because otherwise Nmap will take 10 minutes. Even with higher speed, Nmap is just a slow utility. Rust is a much faster programming language. So let's just give it a second. Let it download all the important things. The attendance link will be shared in the Telegram. Please make sure you get it from Telegram. Okay. Yeah, Rustcan is magic. I don't know what magic they did with Rust there, but it's magic. As you can see, it's being compiled and installed on my system right now. This does take a minute or so, so maybe Nmap finishes up before Rustcan. I don't know, because once Rustcan is installed, it's just one command and magic will happen. So let's wait for both of these commands to finish. And a large part of hacking is time management and patience. Okay, have multiple commands running from multiple IP addresses and multiple proxies and hop points at the same time, and always take breaks. Okay, when you're doing boxes or challenges online or offline, or you made your own challenges, or you're doing hack the box, try hack me, pen tester academy, pen tester college, or whatever, doesn't matter. Pen tester lab is also there. You're doing virtual hacking labs, VHD, you're doing the PWK labs from the offensive security guys, all these labs. Okay, remember, always patience is the key to achieving success in this field. You will not learn the things I've shown you in one day. It will take time, it will take dedication, it will take discipline. Okay, and what I've shown you is absolutely nothing. This is a very easy box, clearly, and this was created to be hacked. So you can clearly see that there's not much here. So I think something funny is going to happen before Nmap can finish scanning. Rust scan is going to be the one that goes ahead. Are there any platforms? Yes, some people were asking us if Cybervidyapeeth has a CTF platform. We are planning to build and launch ours soon. Okay, so we will have a proper premium platform for students who take part in our courses, and who want to buy separate monthly subscriptions also, where you'll be able to get labs hosted inside India, and you will have individual Docker container based labs, and you'll be able to go ahead and play around with those labs, and there'll be challenges and guides and walkthroughs and CTFs. For CTFs also, I'm planning some things. So maybe in future, I will have a easy to medium level CTF that is designed to teach you the basics of CTFs. Okay. For now, I highly recommend that you try out Pgdcd by Carnegie Mellon University. It's a fantastic resource that will teach you all the basics of CTFs you need to do. Most of the exercises there will have solutions online. So if you get stuck, you can always solve them up yourself. Okay. So just keep those things in mind. So, again, I apologize for this delay that is going on. Interesting. There's a port open. I don't even want to see what's running on it. I'm first going to go ahead and try running SSH on it. So I'm going to do SSH password, and I'm going to paste. Got it. So that's yes. Now I'm just going to copy paste the password. Perfect. So I'm lazy. So I'm going to use graphics now because Kali has graphics as well. So I'm going to go into the demo folder where all the files related to this hacking is there. I'm going to go into my notes. So I'm just going to double click on it and it's going to open up in the gedit application. I'm going to copy the password manually because I'm lazy, and paste it here. And now I should be logged in. Boom, we are in. Now we can already see that this is a very old version of Ubuntu, probably has like 100 different bugs. I could have just used a kernel exploit and broken into the system, but it's fine. We got in the hard way. So now let's do ls. We see a backup.sh. Let's go ahead and try to less the backup.sh file and see what is inside it. We see that we have a home stoner account. We have a target which is at user local backup, and then we are saving the logs in backup.log. Interesting. Stupor password, hashtag no one knows user. Okay. This has to be the password. Come on. This is so easy. I'm going to copy this up again and make sure that I paste this in my notes. Come back in here and see what user I am. So I am the bastard user. To get into the stoner user, I need to do su stoner, and then I need to paste in the password. So I'm going to assume that this is the password without the hash. So I'm going to copy it up and I'm going to paste it in here and hit enter. And I've logged into the stoner account now. Sir, you said CTF. Yes, I said Pgdcd. CTF stands for capture the flag. These are hacking events where you need to solve a challenge and you are given a flag, which is a key that proves that you solve the hacking challenge. You have to do the hacking yourself, and challenges are very specific on the field. So information gathering, OSINT, binary exploitation, PWN challenges, the different kinds of challenges out there. Okay. So now that I'm in, I'm going to do ls again, and it denies me. Okay, yeah, I'm not in my own directory. I'm going to do ls-lleh, and we see a .secret file. It's as if they wanted me to find it. You made it till here. Well done. Okay. cat.nano is a directory. Interesting. So let's go into the .nano directory. Again, probably has hidden files. I'm just going to show all the files, and there are no files. Interesting. Okay. So as this user, we have discovered pretty much everything. So now I'm going to do sudo-l, and we see that user stoner may run the following commands on vulnerable. No passwords. Not this time. Messing with you. Okay, this has to be a joke, right? Tell me this is not a folder. No such file or directory. Thank you. Okay. The creator, my colleague, is just messing with this. Okay. Most probably this box is also vulnerable to dirty cow. Yes, not most probably, 100%. This is vulnerable to dirty cow, but I'm not going to use dirty cow. Or we might, if we never not able to find anything, we might just use a kernel exploit and be done with it. I don't have a Telegram, so what should I do? Make a Telegram and join us. That's what you should do. So with that, let's try doing sudo su. I know it's not gonna work, but you all should try this. So yeah, that's not gonna work. Perfect. 3 incorrect attempts. That didn't work out. So there are definitely older exploits that we could use. For example, some people are talking about dirty cow. Okay, that's one. I'm going to go the manual way. I'm going to use the find command. The command is going to be find everything in the root of the system, where the permissions are going to be -u equals super bit or special bit, and I want to redirect all the errors to /dev / give me a second, to /dev /null. I think, right? I'm pretty sure it's going to be /dev. Yeah. So let me go ahead and hit enter. I think this is perfect. Yeah. Okay, so these are all the executables that have the super user bit. Okay. Interesting. So I can see that find itself has the super user bit. So if find has a super user bit, there's actually a site called GTFO bins that you can go to. So GTFO bins lets you use Linux binaries to privilege escalate. And in here, I'm just going to look for how to do it with the find command and how to use the, abuse the suid bit. And, it tells me that you can actually do something like this. So let me just go ahead and root. So, and I'm root. Okay, that was too easy, man. Come on, to be kidding with me right now. I mean, we are root, we saw the application. Now you could pivot, put a persistence bot. You could go ahead and you could go ahead and create a reverse shell, which is like a reverse connection from this vulnerable system to your system anywhere on the internet, and then you could control the system. Okay, I am totally lost, man. I recommend checking out some easier videos of IPSec. There's a channel called IPSec on YouTube. I also recommend trying out PicoCTF and trying TryHackMe. Okay, make sure all these resources are free, so you don't have to spend any money. And you're going to need to learn the basics of networking first before you can do challenges such as this. Because what happens is that I can show you 1,000 such boxes, not a big deal. I can show you much harder boxes also, actually. Given enough time, you'll have to sit with me for 7 hours and I'll solve a hard box also, not a big deal. But from hack the box, but the big deal is like linpiece. We can also use automated scripts like linpiece. Yes, of course you can. Linpiece is a fantastic script actually, but the problem with that is in real world, linpiece does not work. Most systems will block linpiece by default. Okay? And if you run a script like that, so much log will be generated on the firewall. 100 people will be called before you can finish your attack. So linpiece is not really a good script if you're doing a real world. Try hack me or hack the box. If you're just starting out, try hack me. Once you're in the top 2% of try hack me, shift to hack the box. Start with the easy and medium boxes first. If you can do both, then you have pretty good skill. I always recommend that you start learning on your own, and the stuff that you won't find on the internet, we will teach you at Cybervidyapeeth. If you want to learn how to hack the box, realistic or insane boxes, be sure to join postgraduate diploma in cyber defense, because there we will be doing live boxes, hard and insane boxes, and we'll be going deep, very deep into different kinds of scenarios that real world systems may have. And we'll of course be showing you some 0-day attacks, because why not? 0-day is always fun to watch, right? Of course, we won't show you the code for the 0-day, but you can always see it in action. If you guys have any questions, okay, regarding how to how to make your own methodology, it's unique for everyone is all I can tell you. Okay, you cannot follow somebody else's methodology and expect to see results. This is true for any field of hacking: cyber defense engineering, cyber security, red teaming, blue teaming, bug bounty. You need to have your own methodology. It takes time and it takes perseverance to build the methodology. Some people are asking, what if I remove the parameter? If you remove the parameter, then the application itself becomes useless. Okay, see, because I'll explain it to you like so. Say there is a vulnerability in your web application. Okay, definitely, yes, I understand, that it's hard. See, because this is the easiest box I could find on the internet. I am not going to kid with you guys. This is literally the easiest vulnerabilities we have chained here and shown you a simple exploit. This is not complicated. So if this is causing issues, what I recommend is that you start with the absolute basics. Start by learning what is the Linux operating system, what is networking, how to do networking, things like that. Okay. And some people are saying that the web application developer should sanitize the input. I recommend checking out Pentester Lab if you can afford it. But Pentester Lab exercises, actually we have much better exercises than them. So if you guys are waiting enough, then we'll have our own platform. Similar to Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, Pentester Academy, and Pentester Lab. So if you want, you can actually spin up your own environments and go ahead and try things there, learn things there. I've already shared some YouTube channels like IPSec, which will show you some fantastic box solves from the older boxes of Hack the Box. There are some other channels, you can look for them yourselves. that will help you learn the absolute basics. But remember that, all these YouTube things you see, this is nothing compared to the stuff we'll teach you in Pgdcd. There, you'll get the real world experience, live attacking hosts. Okay, not playing with virtual machines. Okay, and we'll take you from absolutely not knowing anything to knowing pretty much all the things in cyber defense to at least the intermediate level. And that's the whole reason the Pgdcd has come into existence. It takes 1 year of proper meditation in cyber defense to reach this level. Okay, of course this box is very easy. Anybody who's ever solved try hack me or hack the box even once knows that this is nothing, this is a joke. This was just here to teach you guys that how you can go step by step and build your own methodology. So I started by information gathering by running scans in the background. I did many mistakes. For example, the scans I ran were not stealth scans. My IP address was not changed. I was not using hops or proxies. So it was very hard for me to stay anonymous, right? But because the system is hosted inside a network that I control, I am not afraid that somebody else is going to target me. Okay. But if you're doing it on an online service, I do recommend either using a VPN or a proxy. VPNs, there are many services. I recommend Kaspersky VPN or Mulwad VPN. These are the two ones that we recommend. We are not saying you should buy them. We're just recommending these platforms. They'll help you change your IP addresses and hide your traffic. You can always use the Tor network or the I2P network to further enhance your privacy by having multiple hoops of connections. So some people are asking about the Tor browser. Guys, Tor browser is just a browser that uses Tor. Tor itself is a network that you can connect to, and it's a utility in Linux as well. So you have something to look forward to. See, if you have already done the CEH certification, I think you have learned absolutely nothing. Because, CEH is a joke of a certification, mind my language. The practical knowledge is absolutely nil. All you learn is theory, and theory is not good enough to survive in this field. You need to get your hands on. You need to do attacks like this daily 4 hours. You need to dedicate yourself towards the learning of cyber defense. Only then India one day will become cyber resilient. How to get started and scale up in OSINT? Okay, so open source intelligence is a field of its own. We're going to have a certification on OSINT separately, which will take you to a proper OSINT hacker. So if you're interested, check out for that course. Of course, all that syllabus is already included in the Pgdcd. See, I honestly do not prefer using these machines such as Kali Linux. I like making my own system on something like Arch Linux. So I download the vanilla Arch system, I install it, I install my own tools, my own bug bounty tools. I write my own tools sometimes and I use them. Okay. Please remember that depending on others' tools can get you in trouble from time to time. If you make the tools yourself, you learn more, you learn programming, you learn how the underlying concepts work, right? Yes, of course. This is a special class. Don't worry. We'll be going back to Python from tomorrow. So all the people who are having some trouble grasping what just happened, how did I get in and become administrator into a server? Don't worry. From tomorrow, we'll be going back to just learning Python for security, the basics. Okay. Today was for the people who are genuinely interested to saying just a small glimpse of things we'll be doing every day. And in Pgdcd, you'll be doing 10 boxes like this a day. It was going to be a very intensive course where you are thrown head first into hacking live systems. Okay, if you guys want, I'll organize a session on ways to stay anonymous. But see, I cannot share all the material with you because some of the material actually costs us money. So in such situations, we might have to have a paid class. And we'll charge you guys something for that paid class. But we'll have like a 4-hour class where we are only discussing how to be anonymous. That is definitely possible, a paid webinar. So if you guys are interested in a paid webinar which teaches you how to become anonymous, how to remove your footprint, things like that. Can you help us talk with PG diploma pass outs? Unfortunately, there are no pass outs, my friend, because you guys are going to be the first batch in the whole world that studies cyber defense in college. It's going to be, you can call it fortunate actually, because you'll be the first people in the world if you take part, who are jumping into cyber defense as a college degree. No, ZenMap is not better in any way, shape, or form. ZenMap is just a GUI painted on top of the command line version of it. Linux topics, we won't be spending too much time on, my friend, unfortunately, because see, the thing is, Linux itself is a massive topic that requires months of study. Okay? So you need to keep that in mind. What is Tor? That is for you to find out, Vivek. Google it up. What is Tor? Exactly. You will be the first batch in the whole world that studies cyber defense. 10 years before IIT does it, we are doing. People will, just like the software engineering explosion, one day cyber defense will become the norm. There will be a branch in IIT, people will run to study cyber defense. Then you will have the advantage. So I'm going to give a break for about 15 minutes and then I'm going to come back. There are some things to discuss for today and then I'll end the class. Okay. If you have any more questions, you can just write them in the chat. When I'm back, I'm going to answer all the questions regarding what I just did and today's class. And again, as I've repeated multiple times, tomorrow we're just going to go back to the basics. Today was a special class where I showed some live hacking. From tomorrow again, it's going to be going back to our old days. Okay. So with that, let's take a 15-minute break because I feel, I've had you guys sit here for a few hours. So are we having any session on reverse engineering in this course? No, not in this course, but Pgdcd does have entire sections dealing with low-level reverse engineering and how to reverse engineer any application, Android, iOS, Mac, Windows, doesn't matter. No, Tor is not a browser. Tor is a network that helps you stay anonymous. Tor browser is just some painting done on top of the Tor protocol that lets you use the Tor protocol and the Tor network. Tor itself is a service, a network protocol, if you may, in some sense. It's actually technically a protocol that is deployed at the low level. The homework submission link will be shared to you tomorrow, not today. Okay. Yes, the so-called dark web is actually a part of the Tor. Tor is not the only way. There are other ways. Okay. So I'm going to give a break now. Students, please go ahead. Wash your faces, clear your heads, come back. We have another super interesting announcement for all of you, and some interesting people want to talk to you. So when we're back after 15 minutes, we'll have some fun. See you guys soon. Welcome back, students. Please inform all your friends to come back. I have an exciting announcement for the future of Cybervidyapeeth and your future with us. Please join back. We're going to have some interesting things, some very interesting news for all of you. Sir, how to know if my system is vulnerable? Every system in the world is vulnerable. Next question. Installing third-party apps, cracked apps, downloading files from insecure connections or websites can make your system vulnerable. That is true. 90% of files and cracked APKs and software that you get for free, more than 90% actually, has some kind of hook or malware in them. If you're using torrent protocol, most probably everything you downloaded has malware. So make sure to use sandbox environments or virtual machines to run those things. Sir, we want a session on Wi-Fi hacking. Okay, sure. I am planning to do a paid webinar for anonymity and then another 4 hours paid webinar on Wi-Fi hacking session. Both of the links for the webinars will be scheduled soon. And as people are increasing now slowly, I'm going to make a few announcements. I'm going to keep making them for next 5-7 minutes. So, as people join back. So the first announcement is tomorrow, something incredible is going to happen. A chief information security officer of a large company will be joining us and sharing his, wise knowledge with us, which is a great, great opportunity because, CISO is basically the pinnacle of what you can achieve in cybersecurity in terms of a job. And this CISO, I'm not going to take his name. He's from a big company. That's all I'm going to say. Tomorrow, you'll meet him live in the session, and he's going to take around a half an hour session talking about different things and career prospects in cyber defense and cybersecurity. Day after tomorrow, we are going to have the CISO of the Bombay Stock Exchange. Yes, you heard that right. The CISO of Bombay Stock Exchange himself is going to be coming day after tomorrow for a session with us for about 30 minutes. After that, a guy who's more dangerous than both of these people combined is going to be coming. I'm not going to take his name, and you will get to see some interesting things. But unfortunately, the problem is that we cannot show you live hacking on YouTube. So we might change the platform to Zoom just for some specific hours or sessions, because again, as I said, YouTube does not allow live actual hacking to be shown. Like when I say actual stuff that can be used in real world to cause some serious damage, like that kind of knowledge. What does it mean to have paid webinar? Do you have to pay to join webinar or simply paid tools will be used? No, you have to pay to join the webinar. So say that there is a webinar on anonymity. That is 500 rupees per person. Okay. Scheduled on 30th of this month. Example. Okay. So that will be a 4 to 6 hour session where I will be literally going into everything you can do to become anonymous. I will show you the same tricks anonymous uses. Don't ask me how I know the tricks. To remove your footprint completely, to disappear, to have fake identity, to have systems that are very, very hard to hack. Now you cannot have an unhackable system, but an environment that is very resilient to hacking. You will learn how to change your behavior, the way you talk, how to learn new languages and masquerade other identities. That will be a whole other level of session. And that session is going to be fixed completely on 3 topics: anonymity, privacy, and overall security. So this is going to be the name of the session. If you guys want, I will schedule it day after tomorrow or maybe a little bit farther because we want more people to join the session. It's going to be a paid webinar. So to join it, you will have to pay. I'll tell you how to pay, what to pay. It will cost $500, okay, per webinar. Sorry, per person to join in. And whatever platform it's hosted on, you don't have to worry about that. We'll figure everything out. We'll have our own website and system and everything up there, so you don't have to worry. And I'll share more details on the group as well, the Telegram group. And then the other paid webinar that we'll have will be regarding the basics of bug bounty. Okay. And so we'll have one on anonymity, one on bug bounty, and then another paid webinar, which if you guys want, I can teach you for around 20 hours. That's right, you heard it right. A live 20 to 24 hour session teaching you how to harden your system. But that will be a little bit more costly, something like 1,500 to 2,000 rupees, because that knowledge actually you won't find on internet. So, especially dealing with very low level Linux security modules, how to configure them, how to run your own configurations in Linux, how to play with code, how to dance with the Linux kernel. These things actually do, you won't find them on the internet. That's a guarantee right now. Go search. If you can find it yourself, then don't join my session. So, these are the 3 sessions we're planning. And, these are the 2, the 3 big people that will be joining us in next 3 days. Other than our normal Python studies, all this will be going on. And of course, Pgdcd and Cyber Rakshak Acharya program, also known as the faculty development program, will also be going on side by side across all this. We are also planning on building our own CTF environment. We actually do have more than 100 labs ready, as I've just gotten a confirmation from one of my colleagues. So we do have environment ready. Some work needs to be done there, and then we'll make it public for all the Indians. Please note, you need to be an Indian to be part of any of these programs, platforms, webinars, etc., etc., etc. If you're not, and an IP address is detected outside of India, and you are not even an NRI, say you're not an Indian citizen, then you will be in trouble. Okay, we will lodge a formal complaint and the international forum. Your IP address will be knocked off, and you will be hunted down. Okay, so please, if you are you're not an Indian or an NRI, living abroad, then please, sir, can you add the anonymity portion at the Pgdcd? Pgdcd has everything, my friend. Pgdcd has everything. 1 year is a lot of time. Okay, we will have 7, 7, 8, 8 hour sessions also if need be in Pgdcd. We'll have individual sessions also in Pgdcd. We will give you all the materials, all the support you need, because our goal is this. And I'm quoting Balaji sir right now. We are guaranteeing 3 interviews in top companies if you clear the Pgdcd course. And if you are in the top 5%, job is guaranteed. I repeat, job is guaranteed. We are going to provide you a written guarantee that if you are in top 5% of the Pgdcd course, you will get a job in the sector of cyber defense and cyber security. And everyone will get 3 interviews compulsorily in top companies. Directly interview. No test, nothing. Directly you go sit in the interview, and all top companies. And you can actually pick and choose companies. We are closely related with a lot of companies. And if you want to work for the government, then government also, non-Indians, we are not targeting non-Indians. That's why. This knowledge is only to make India cyber resilient. Can you share how to join Pgdcd? Yes, of course. So Pgdcd costs 80,000. It is a 12 months course. Okay. And all you need to do is go to our website. There is a form. Fill the form. Press submit. You will be taken to the payment portal. Go ahead and complete the payment. Okay. All things, UPI, RuPay, debit card, credit card, Visa, MasterCard, Mastro, RuPay, debit and credit cards, everything is accepted there. Even I think some Chinese vendor is also accepted because we're using an API which supports it. And you can actually pay for the, the diploma, and we will immediately contact you within 2 hours. And all details regarding how, how to do it with your current course. Say you're doing BTech or MTech, how to do it with your current course, how to do 2 courses at once, how to manage them together, what times will you be free, when do you want your classes to be. Okay, we will teach you separately. I will take out time of my day to teach you separately. Okay, night 3 also, but we will find time to teach you. Okay, so you can do it from our website, and I'll share the link in just a second. Some people are asking, does UGC allow to do diploma along with MTech? Yes, they do. I have done 2 degrees at once, and I'm, I know people who do 3 PhDs at once and a BA and a BSc at once. So yes, you can do dual degrees now. Since the 2020 National Education Program and Scheme, that the new education policy, NEP, that was revealed by the Prime Minister. That is when you were able to do dual degrees now. So you can actually do dual degrees. Okay? So there should be no doubts about that. It's completely legal. We'll walk you through the process, and because it's backed by a government college, and the certificate, the diploma, the degree diploma, will be provided by the Vinova Bhave University, UGC, and us, all 3 together. Okay, so I'm going to copy paste the link. to the PG diploma in cyber defense, and you can go ahead and have a look. So this is the link. You can just go ahead and register, proceed with the payment, and within 2 hours you will receive a call from us. What about Indian students who are studying abroad? Yes, completely fine. See, as long as you're an Indian, you are eligible for this course. That's the first and the only major requirement. Okay. The second requirement is that you should either be doing a bachelor's degree or you should be a bachelor's. If these two are satisfied, you can do the Pgdcd. Am I clear? You should be an Indian. Doesn't matter where you're living or where you're studying. Doesn't matter what course you are taking part in. And second should be that you should be either 10th and 12th passed, and you should have your either you should be doing your bachelor's or you should have cleared your bachelor's. So most people will be doing their bachelor's who attend this course. They will be in the first year, second year, third year. There will be some people who have done their bachelor's and are currently doing MTech, for example. Those people can also join us. People doing PhDs are also going to be joining. Around 8 PhDs have already signed up. So even researchers are being part of this because the syllabus is so incredibly detailed that it really it can take you to the next level. I'm a final year student. I want to work in government and Indian defense. What I need to do? So if you want to work in government and Indian defense, I recommend taking the Pgdcd. And when you're taking it with us, we'll actually send you a form. Where do you want to work? Okay, like that there will be a form, and the form will ask you, do you want to work in corporate or private? Corporate or government. If you fill government, we will connect you to DRDO, which is the Defense Research and Development Organization of India, NTRO, which is the National Technical Research Organization. We will connect you to the IB's technical division, and we'll also connect you to the ISRO technical division. So these are places we have some connections and access to. So you'll be able to actually sit for interviews in these places directly. Doesn't matter what their site says. Okay, we know their we know a lot of people there. You can just go and sit, because once we at Cybervidyapeeth say that you have this skill, the very next day you will have an interview in DRD. Nobody is going to question us because they know our capability, and they know that if we have trained you for 1 year straight and we are giving you a diploma and you have cleared the diploma, then you have what it takes to be the next generation cyber Rakshak. So if you are interested, is there any return policy if not satisfied with Pgdcd and want to be? Unfortunately, no, there is no return policy. So if you do pay and you join the course and you want to leave, you are going to have to go through the standard UGC procedures, in which case around 80% or so of your money is refunded by the UGC, and you can leave the course. But leaving the course, 1 year course, I don't think that's big of a deal, because 12 months of course I think everyone can manage it. Offline is also there, sir. No. See, computer is all about online. What will you do, Siddharth, offline? You want 10 people who all want to be anonymous to show you their faces to you? It's all going to be an online course. Everything will be online. Delivery, labs, tutorials, everything. Do we have to pay all at once? Yes, Ayush, you have to pay all at once. Okay. You can also take a short-term loan from bank, which is an idea we give to a lot of students. You can take a 1.5 year loan, and immediately after you complete the course, you will get a job. That is our guarantee. Once you get the job, you can pay back your loan, and 80,000 is not that big of an amount to pay back once you have a job. Can I join Pgdcd over 6 months? Then you'll have to join the second batch. The first batch will be starting from December 1st week. Are there any other questions regarding the Pgdcd? From which training am I going to be able to get into the government? So the training that we are providing as placement assistance with is going to be the Pgdcd, which is the post graduation diploma in cyber defense by Cybervidyapeeth Foundation and Vinoba Bhave University, Jharkhand. Yes, the Pgdcd will be taking you from the beginning, even if you don't know coding. We'll be teaching you Python, Rust, and assembly, 3 languages from scratch, then teaching you how to build tools in those languages and taking it from there. So the government actually has a scheme called Dhan Lakshmi Yojana. Okay, so you might want to look into that Dhan Lakshmi Yojana for skill development, under which you can actually get a loan for the Pgdcd course. I repeat, Dhan Lakshmi Yojana for skill development allows you to get a loan for the Pgdcd course. I repeat, Dhan Lakshmi Yojana. So yes, in Pgdcd, actually there is a section where we'll be building our own system from scratch. You will be taking a very bare bones Linux system and you will be building our own system on top of it step by step, and we'll be teaching you how to harden the system. No, the amount has to be paid in full. You can, if you have troubles paying it in like a single one-time payment, you can look for the Dhan Lakshmi Yojana for skill development, which allows you to get an instant 80,000 rupee loan for the course, and you can use that to pay. I repeat again, the people who join the Pgdcd are guaranteed 3 interviews. I repeat, they're guaranteed 3 interviews, all students, irrespective of how much you score. And if you are in the top 5%, then the job is guaranteed. 100% guarantee. Will give you a written guarantee. If you get into the top 5%, it will be part of the contracts, that you will get your job. If nobody hires you, we will hire you, because we need people of your skills. But you are guaranteed a job in the field of cyber defense. No doubts about that. So the first, each batch is 12 months. So if you are planning to, go ahead with the first batch, then I will, you can, text the editor bot saying that I want to join the Pgdcd second batch. And the editor bot will forward you more details regarding the second batch of the Pgdcd or any similar courses we might launch in future. No, payment is going to be all at once because our portal actually only supports direct payment on our end, and we only accept direct payments. So I recommend that you just pay directly. And the way you can do this is you can just go to our website, fill the form on the link that has been shared by me. If you guys want, I'll share the link again so you have an access to the link. There is a group as well connected to this Pgdcd. So you can actually go ahead. Let me pin this so that you have access to the link. Perfect. Please tell us more about the scope for the rest of the 95%. The rest of the 95%, all of you, see, there is a need for 5 million cyber rakshaks in India. Okay, Kishan, 5 million. Say 5,000 people join the Pgdcd course. Do you think 5,000 is equal to 5 million? No, right? The demand and supply gap between the number of people needed in the cyber defense industry and the number of people who understand cyber defense enough to get a job is so massive that you are basically, even if we don't guarantee you a job, you can take it as a economical guarantee that you will get a job. What's the average salary of a cybersecurity in India? It starts from around 10.5 on average, and lower end average, and goes up as high as senior cybersecurity engineers earn anywhere around 70-80. And if you're a CISO, then 1.5 crores, 2 crores a year, something around this. Okay, put in more questions. I'll answer them in batches one by one. I'm still here. Okay, please put a few more questions. All the questions you have, please put them up. I'll try my best to answer. So as you can see, I've pinned a number. Okay. So as many of you were asking for a mobile number, here's a mobile number for Sarvesh from Registrations Business Development Team. He is from, he's one of our finest. He'll help you through the entire course. He'll explain to you the different batches, how it's going to work if you're already doing the course, how to do the payment, and if you're having issues with the loan or some kind of split payment issue. Okay. So this is the number you want to call. I repeat, this is the number you want to call. If you are not going through direct means, this guy can help you sort all your problems. So please make sure to call this number if you're interested in Pgdcd and have a conversation. If it comes busy, just try calling after 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure he'll pick up. And make sure, I repeat, make sure that, sir, can we take admission after masters? Yes, you can. You can also do the course while you're doing masters as well. Okay. Pgdcd is a diploma course that can be done anytime during your bachelor's or after you've completed your bachelor's. You don't have to worry about that. Triple IT Acharya code is paid. Yes, it is a paid course, Ankit. Triple IT has offered a course called Faculty Development Program, which costs around 55,000 rupees, and it's a paid course for which you can register from our website. But it's not as comprehensive as the Pgdcd course. The Pgdcd course covers privacy and anonymity, for example, some additional components. What is the last date to apply for the Pgdcd course? So the Pgdcd course is starting in the first week of December, along that ballpark. Okay? The final date is yet to be decided. That's a tentative date. So I would say mid of November is more or less where you want the last date to be. Again, the last date will be announced soon on our website, so you don't have to worry about that. So you can register, registrations will go as far as into November. For now, the tentative date is 1st of November 2022. I repeat, the tentative date is 1st of November 2022 for the deadline of Pgdcd course. What permissions do we have to get from the university I'm currently studying in? So Rodriguez, can you just text the editor bot on Telegram, say that, hey, I'm Rodriguez, I want to know this, and then the editor bot will answer the question. Don't worry about that. We have an entire team dedicated to helping you get the right documents ready for the course, so you won't have to worry about that. What is the price for the Pgdcd, sir? The price for the Pgdcd is going to be 80,000 rupees for 12 months of training and the diploma degree that you will get from Vinoba Bhave University and Cybervidyapeeth Foundation, certified by UGC, University Grants Commissions of India. Will there be any cert for 2 years course? Right now, we do not have a 2 years course. Okay, we only have a 1 year course. Yes, as long as you have a bachelor's degree in any field, art, science, dance, commerce, doesn't matter. You can take part in the Pgdcd. You can do Pgdcd. Yes, you can do it, Mr. Rana ji. Again, this is a problem that we can help you with. We can help you do Pgdcd alongside your job. For this, again, just type your question and your name to the editor bot on Telegram, and the editor bot will help you, and our team is there. We have 3-4 people ready to answer all your questions immediately. So this is again an issue that we can actually help you with. Don't have to worry about it. So please text the editor bot. There is an early birds offer. Okay, I repeat, there is an early birds offer for the Pgdcd for those people who register and pay by September 30. I repeat, there is an early birds offer for the Pgdcd course, the post-graduation diploma in cyber defense course, for people who register on or before September 30. Please contact Sarvesh G for further details. His details are on the pinned comment on YouTube. I repeat, for the early bird offer that is provided by us, please contact Sarvesh from the business and registration development team. His number is in the chat box. It's been pinned live You can just directly text him on Telegram. You can call him as well. He's going to be there 24 hours to take your queries regarding this. This is for people who want the early bird offer for our Pgdcd course. For Pgdcd course, there are no resources because we take you from zero to a complete hacker. So Mr. Matthew, no, you do not need to learn anything beforehand. We'll be going extremely deep into Linux networking, the basics of hacking, and then we'll be taking you from there into multiple fields of hacking, and from there on build your knowledge base step by step. As I said, it's a proper university course. It's a 1-year course, so you'll be getting access to the cutting edge university education. Will we have more sessions on live exploitations just like today? Yes, we will in future. No, it is an online course. The Pgdcd is an online course. You do not need to go to the VBU campus for any of it. All of it will be taught online. I repeat, all of it will be taught online. Yes, inside the Pgdcd course, whatever you're being taught can be applied in the real world. It is all about making you a real world cyber rakshak, because we want you to get a job. See, because if your skill level is not to that, not to that real world level, no company is going to hire you, right? So that is why our syllabus is aligned with the NIST NICE framework, which is a framework that decides the real standard of cybersecurity courses such as Pgdcd. And we are aligned with the NIST NICE framework, and we provide top of the line education in terms of the real world implications that come from learning cyber defense. For details about second batch, please text editor bot on Telegram. I repeat, for details about second batch, please text editor bot on Telegram. If you want to do the Pgdcd and you want to know the schedule and different batches that will run for Pgdcd, contact Sarvesh. I repeat, contact Sarvesh. His contact is there in the pinned comment. For internships, you need to clear interview and you need to pay 1,000 rupees to do an internship with us. The internship is going to be of 4 months. You can contact mentor@cybervidyapeeth.in for internships. Or you can also text the editor bot. No, VPN has not been banned by the Indian government. That's a fake news. VPNs are still legal in India. You can use them. So once you have mailed for the internship, you have to wait at least 4 days for a reply, okay? Because it takes us some time to process all the information you provided in the mail. You will receive a reply, don't worry about it. Yes, tomorrow we'll have a regular class and we'll also get to meet a CISO of a top company, which is a Chief Information Security Officer. Internships are online too, yes, Rodriguez. Internships are also online because we believe cyber is an online. You need to be online, you need to be on the internet to learn anything about cyber. If you want certain adjustments with the schedule of the Pgdcd or any other further information about the Pgdcd or the Cyber Rakshak Acharya course, please contact Sarvesh Ronak or editor bot. Okay, remember to contact Sarvesh. His number is right there on the pinned comment, or you can text the editor bot and you will be forwarded. Adjustments are as in 1 day off or maybe adjusting the lecture to some other day to some inconvenience. See, if that kind of situation occurs where you're unable to attend sessions for days, we will record those sessions for you and you get to watch those sessions, and then we will have dedicated question answering time with not only the instructors of Cybervidyapeeth but also professors of Vinova Bhave University. So you will have dedicated time which you can give, which we will give to you, the student. So you can actually ask us all the different questions, and always, live classes are happening. So you can always attend the live classes as well. And if needed, we will shift or have multiple batches of different course, different people, batches of people. So maybe, for example, in 1 week, 3 batches or 4 batches are running for Pgdcd. That is an example of how we'll divide the time. For internship, there is no eligibility. You just need to know the very basics of cybersecurity, pay 1,000 rupees, give a Viva. Okay, these are the 3 things you need to do. You can mail to mentor@cybervidyapeeth for internship. No. That was my fault. The internship is ranging from 500 to 1,000. I thought it is actually 1,000. I confirmed yesterday. Will this free course will be completed within 30 days? Yes, of course. We'll finish it by the 30th day. It will be completed and you'll be give a test also, and you will get a certification also if you complete the test. Sir, could you give your contact number? So I cannot give my contact number directly, but if you have any queries, please contact Sarvesh. His number is there in the print. If you have any queries regarding this course or any of other paid courses such as the Pgdcd or the faculty development program, I repeat, please contact Sarvesh. His number is there in the pinned comment on YouTube. Individual sessions we do not do, so it will always be at least 5 to 7 people in the minimum in one class. We will not do individual sessions. But yeah, individual focus will be given. So say that, I spend 40 minutes with you explaining you one topic, then I spend 40 minutes explaining the other student the same topic, and then I spend 40 minutes explaining the entire class the same topic. So kind of like that, I'll be going to each student one by one, calling them, talking to them, connect with them through different mediums like WhatsApp, Telegram, and help them understand the concepts that we're teaching. Because unless you understand, it depends on the internship. It's a 4-month internship. Daily minimum 2 hours you'll have to work. The time of work can be decided by you. We will provide you with the work and how to do it, as well as the resources required to do the internship. Yes, we will in future have interactive Zoom classes for this pre-course, and for the PG diploma course, all courses will be interactive. If you are unable to crack the Viva, then the thing is that, if you are unable to crack the Viva, then the price of the internship increases. Then you have to pay 1,500 rupees. So the Viva is actually for students to check if the students have the bare bones skills to do the internship. When I say bare bones, you need to know what is cybersecurity, what is a network, what is a port, basic things. What is the Linux operating system? That kind of things. In Pgdcd, there's currently no, a very high limit of seats, so you don't need to worry about the number of seats in each course. For faculty development program, there's around 500 limited seats. So if you're interested in that, you might want to join it a little early. The Pgdcd course is designed in such a way that it encompasses most of our certifications and most of what we teach. Yes, internship at Cybervidya. When you do the internship, you'll be doing it with us. Yes, because you can join, Anuj. You can join the internship. If there are any other questions related to the Pgdcd, please contact Sarvesh. The number is already given. You can also contact the editor bot on Telegram. Okay. So if you don't have any prior knowledge for the internship, I recommend Google searching what is cybersecurity, basics of cybersecurity, these 2 terms, and then going ahead and understanding what first these words mean, and how they affect the world and the business. Once you know this much, you will know enough to clear our Viva. In case you don't even understand this much, or you're having troubles understanding this much, then you will, instead of paying 1,000 rupees, you'll have to pay 1,500 rupees in order to do the same internship. Okay, but the internship is same for everyone. Once you have paid and you've joined the internship, 4 months, you'll be working alongside each other day and night under me and under some of other excellent, hackers here live every day. Pgdcd will start from the basics. Yes, Pgdcd will start from the basics, absolute basics. We'll teach you coding again. We'll teach you how to build your own tools using the coding skills. We'll teach you everything, the theory part, the practical part, the live hacking part, all of it. To apply for internship, you need to text to editor bot on Telegram or send a mail to mentor@cybervidyapeeth.in. I repeat, mentor@cybervidyapeeth.in. That is the mail ID you want to reach to. Okay. No, it's a one-time payment. Just one time. Say you clear the Viva, so one time 1,000 rupees, and if you don't clear the Viva, one time 1,500 payment, and then 4 months non-stop you'll work with us. We'll provide you the materials, the access, the learning, and the exposure. You will get the reply soon, don't worry. Your mail has been noted. Actually, I know who you are. I have seen your mail. The reply is in the works, don't worry. You will receive the mail either by tonight or by tomorrow evening. Yes, for internship, you will get a certification from Cybervidyapeeth and Balaji sir saying that you have achieved excellence here at Cybervidyapeeth becoming an intern, and you can add that in your resume or CV as well. So daily minimum 2 hours you'll have to give for the internship. 2 hours, that's it. I repeat, 2 hours daily minimum for the internship. Anything more than that is going to be your own hard work. Yes, you can decide when to start your internship. That's not an issue. The month can be decided by you, but the date will be given by us. We'll decide on the date unless you have an issue. If you have an issue regarding the date as well, say you have an exam or you have to, you have something personal going on, some medical reasons, then please inform us beforehand. This is the same for even the Pgdcd course and the internship. How is the Red Hat certification? See, I am not into Red Hat, and from my knowledge, Red Hat is a Linux server, enterprise grade OS. So unless you wish to work for system administration jobs, Red Hat certification is not really helpful for a future cyber. No, Ayush, there are no stipends, at least not for the first 4 months. After that, based on your performance, we may offer you a stipend. First 4 months, no stipends. To join the internship, you have to pay 1,000 if you clear the Viva, 1,500 if you cannot clear the Viva. Viva will ask basic cybersecurity questions. You can Google basics of cybersecurity, and whatever information you're able to find, based on that you need to. No, there's no stipend for the internship for the first 4 months. After that, based on your performance, we may give. How can we do internship, BTech, Pgdcd? Okay, so Abdul, you can actually text editor bot about this. He can help you with this. It is completely possible to do it. Okay, don't worry. You want to text editor bot with your full name and then your question, and the editor bot will reply to you within 1 hour. When the internship started, can it be applied after a month? Ishika, I didn't get your question. Could you retype your question or edit your question to make it a little better? If you would like to apply for the internship, please text editor bot on Telegram with your full name and say that you want to apply for the internship, or put a mail at mentor@cybervidyapeeth.in. be warned that if you're sending a mail, it might take us up to 4 to 5 days to reply to you. Okay, so if you're texting on Telegram, it's going to be much faster because we are able to see your your queries much faster and reply in real time to all your queries. Are there any other queries regarding the internship, the Pgdcd course, or the Cyber Rakshak Acharya, also known as the Faculty Development Program course? Feel free to ask me. I'm here to help you. Remember, join tomorrow. Join tomorrow on time, as we'll be having a senior CISO here with us, who'll be sharing his wisdom with us. And then day after tomorrow, again, we'll be having the CISO for the Bombay Stock Exchange of India. And then on day 3, we'll be joining. A big hacker will be joining us. I'm not gonna reveal his name right now, and he'll be showing us some interesting things. So the next 3 days are jam-packed with fun. Are there any other questions? I repeat, if you have any queries regarding the Pgdcd or the Cyber Rakshak Acharya regarding how to do the payment, how to get the loan sanctioned, what are the schemes for the loans, please call Sarvesh on the number that is pinned. For all other queries, please send a Telegram text to editor bot and you will receive a reply within 1 to 1.5 hours roughly. You can also send a mail to mentor@cybervidyapeeth.in regarding internships, but it will take us 4 to 5 days to reply to you. So I recommend using Telegram. No, there are no number of restrictions in the number of interns we take. Don't worry about it. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend going with Ubuntu as a Linux operating system and then transitioning to Arch Linux. Again, that will be part of the Pgdcd course. They will be teaching you how to transition from Windows or Mac or even a normal Linux distribution to something like Arch or Gentoo and how to configure it. If you want, you can apply whenever you want. Our internship is always open. If you want, you can apply today as well. If you want, you can apply next month. Perfect. Yes, we will be hosting separate classes on a different platform where where like a lot of our instructors are able to show you live hacking. Okay, we will have that as well. Don't worry. For now, we'll try to finish the syllabus as this course. The syllabus needs to be finished first. Our regular course will continue from tomorrow. No. Okay. So I can't see any relevant questions. So is that all? If there are any other questions, feel free to ask me. I'm still here. No, these regular classes will happen in Zoom, and not in Zoom, but in YouTube for the time. When we have any special classes, you may be invited to Zoom, but for now, the classes will happen on YouTube. The marks will be shared on 15th of this month. I repeat, 15th day of the course. Sorry, not of this month, 15th day of the course. So today is day 6. So on day 15th is when the marks sheet for all students that have been submitting homeworks will be shared. Are there any other queries regarding this course, the Pgdcd course, Cyber Rakshak Acharya course, or the paid internship? Okay, so I can't see any other queries. If there's any other queries, I repeat, feel free to call Sarvesh on the pinned number. Text him on the pinned number as well. You can use WhatsApp, Telegram, text, whatever. Just try to reach that number and have a conversation with him if possible. And you can also text editor bot in case you are unable to reach Sarvesh, and just text editor bot saying that, okay, I want to know this, I want to do Pgdcd, or I want to know this, I want to do internship. and within 1 to 1.5 hours, we'll try our best to respond to you. Okay. So with that, we'll end today's session. Please remember, tomorrow we'll be joined by a guest. So I expect to see you all in your best possible behavior tomorrow. And I want all of you to be attentive, because it's a great opportunity. A CISO, it takes 20-25 years of experience to become a CISO. The person who will be joining us, he has incredible wisdom to share with all of us. Will the sessions in the Pgdcd will be recorded? Yes, they will be recorded and they'll be shared with you as well. Pgdcd videos will be recorded and yes. Though you are not allowed to distribute them, so you cannot show them to third party, but yes, you can keep them for personal use. No issues. Okay, so with that, I'll end today's class. Remember, tomorrow is going to be another fantastic session. We'll have our regular studies also, and we'll be met by a CISO as well. So these are the 2 things on agenda for day 7 of the Cyber Rakshak beginner course, proactive cyber defense engineering using Python by Cybervidyapeeth. Okay, so with that, I am signing off. Dhanyavad. Jai Hind.